strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is Vegas. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to another Thursday night. It's Colby Rebel live. So we are going to take some of your calls on air, answer your questions, maybe even connect to a loved one or two. So get your questions ready and give me a call here in the studio. 323-992-3115. Again, that number is 323-992-3115. So there's a lot to go over. I'm going to start with the heavy energy this week. OMG, right? It was thick, perhaps a lot of miscommunication. There may have just been really just spirit pushing you to use your own voice, right? Maybe some conflicts coming up and how to resolve them, how to address them, how to stand up for yourself. There just seems to have been a lot of needing to really respect our own boundaries and kind of share that with people. I was talking to Tony here in the studio and he agreed. He was like, oh, it's been a doozy. And, like we said, we thought Mercury retrograde was over. But you know how those planets are. One goes over, one goes under, one's floating in between. So there's always something. So just know, if you've been dealing with it, it will pass. Try not to allow it to emotionally overwhelm you or drain you, right? You want to be able to kind of keep the most consistent level of peace that you can. And again, trusting spirit, trusting source, getting back to your meditation if you've been a little lazy on it, really kind of getting back to those practices. They really help you so much. Just sit in that power and not get too discouraged by those miscommunications that can come up. And don't sweat the small stuff. I mean, there's going to be certain people you keep in. There's going to be certain people you learn to keep out. And just call it a day on it. Don't stress yourself too much, okay? But again, there's just been some odd stuff this past week. But we will all get through it because we've got springtime here. So we're going to do that, right? Okay, so a couple of things coming up. Lots to talk about. I am getting on a plane early tomorrow morning and heading to Orlando, Florida. I love being there. It's amazing. Getting ready to do a workshop there Saturday morning. And then I have the evening, which is Spirit Messages. So you have to come out, Orlando. Come out and join us. It will be at the venue. I think this is my 4th time at the venue. Such a great boutique theater. Really, really love it. And it's just amazing girls that run it. Lots of love there. It's always a great turnout. So get your tickets. Come out, Orlando, if you are there and join me, okay? And then we've got the Sunday service coming up here in LA. I really do love this Sunday service. It is in person, but we do live stream it. So if you are not in LA, you can still watch it from the comfort of your home. But we have a focus talk, and this is going to be Tisha. She is going to basically talk about Feng Shui, the organization, and how does your mind work? How does your mind work with what is in your house, what you're holding on to, what you need to get rid of, and are you holding on to things emotionally? So it's going to be a fantastic talk. Then we've got 3 unbelievable mediums, so it is going to be stellar. We have got Cheryl Murphy, we've got Susan Schuller, and Jules Davis. So I have to tell you, this is going to be a Sunday service not to be missed. And so come out and join us. Watch it if you are online. And then so I have the development circle coming up. So if you are a student, it's definitely more intermediate advanced circle. It's any class I hold tends to be more intermediate, but we have a great time. Come out and join us. It's 4 Tuesday nights. You can get your space. And then we, couple other things. I'm actually going to do a 1-day workshop This is a little more, you can be a beginner or intermediate for this. It's Saturday, May 4th. Come out and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a full day of practicing, a full day of diving in, kind of learning, understanding. You have exercises. We're going to have a great time. And then the mentoring. Excuse me, little frog in there. We've got the mentoring coming up. There's only 6 spots here. And actually, there's only 2 left. So I don't even have 6 spots. I've got 2. But this is always a lot of fun because we work around what you are ready to dial into. What do you need work on? Some people want to work on their professional platform, building it up, building their business. Some want to work on details. Some want to work on just understanding how spirit works. How does the connection work? So it's all levels. The level doesn't matter. We just kind of work on what you want to hone in on. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then our last thing, this one's for the advanced students out there. But I've done 2 workshops already. They were 2 weekend workshops. This is the 3rd one, and it is the first weekend of June. It is a 2-day platform. So platform is when you give messages to audience members or a group, and it's 2 days. It is intense. It is for the advanced students, but what a way to really practice, a way to build your self-confidence, to understand how is it working, because you're hearing all that from spirit, but then you've got all that energy in the room, so it can be very overwhelming. And if you're not sure how to handle it, it's a great way to take that workshop, hone those skills, really build your self-confidence. We had one this past weekend, and I got to tell you, those students crushed it. They rocked it. It was just so much fun to watch them work, to see them get into their rhythm, and to see them work through some spots that were a little tough, but then they got there. They did it. So it's just so great to see and witness, and really an honor to be a part of. But there's so much going on. Lots here to talk about, lots to share. But I also really want to take your calls. So what I'm going to do is take in some calls here. We got a nice list going. So if you call in, couple things, make sure you turn off those external noises, ringing, dinging, blinging. Let's really have it as quiet as possible. I know I say it every episode, but all of you listen. There's always one person who's not. So we have to say it each and every time to get everybody on the same page here. Have your question ready. If you want to connect to a loved one, just let me know who it is so we can kind of get right there and see if they're there to connect. And we're going to have fun with this, right? If you just gotten through in the last couple weeks, do me a favor, hang up. Let's let others get through this evening, because sharing is caring. All right. How about we take some callers here? How about number 6, 484? Is that 484? 484, you are on air. Uh-oh, they hung up. They must have gotten through before. Well, at least they're a good listener. How about number 9780? Number 9780. Hey, 780, you are on the air.
Hey, Colby.
Hi, who is this?
It's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. How are you, honey?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you turn it up a little, Tony? It's a little too low for me. Thank you. What can I do for you tonight, honey?
So I'm curious if you think I'll end up getting a permanent job at the company I'm at.
Okay. I got to tell you, though, I kind of wanted to go into love life, but that's okay.
Oh, well, then have at her.
Well, let's go. Let's talk about this job. What I do feel like with this job, you know what? I actually feel like they almost have to carve out the position, because I feel like what you're doing is a little bit of a mix. So I think that they have to carve out the position for you to make it a little more long-term for you, more permanent. But I do feel like they would be willing to do that for you. So it feels like, have you already been doing it 3 months? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Wow.
Okay, good. So I feel like, and then is your contract up? Is it at the end of April or the beginning of May? Because I feel like you're almost there.
No, it's actually unlimited, but I'm ready for perm.
Yeah. So what's interesting, I want you to kind of discuss it with them or bring it up to them, because I'm seeing at the end of April, May that they'll offer it to you as a solid position.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so maybe it's just not vocalized enough or organized enough. Like, I think you have to bring it to their attention, because they're doing fine just the way they are.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
It's like when you get to date someone. Listen, half the men out there will keep dating you till you finally say, excuse me, is this going anywhere?
Yes. Oh my God, you're awesome.
So they'll fine just coasting along. So I feel like you have to bring it to their attention. But I do feel like they're very happy with you, and I think that they would do it. And I really feel strongly that they would want to keep you and nourish that relationship. But really, for some reason, I got to talk about romance. So you're single? Is that right? Gotta hope.
Yes, very single.
Oh, good. Well, thank God. I would feel worse if you're like, Colby, I've been married 20 years. I'd be like, uh-oh. Yeah, because I really felt that we need to kind of talk about your love life, because I guess, maybe because of this job, you not feeling 100% secure. I don't know if you've really been kind of indulging in your romantic life. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like you're waiting for stability, but I kind of keep hearing, no, you got to go out there and date anyway. You got to trust. So I see it's hard for you to just kind of keep trusting how it's going to keep going, but I do know that the job is going to be fine. I feel like strongly that you should be out there dating, kind of mingling, meeting, because I feel like there's a guy who definitely is ready to step forward to spend time with you, talk with you. One other thing too is, I don't know, I just got to share a less than feeling. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Michelle, I'm almost feeling a less than, like you're not, if I just get here, I'll be worthy enough, but I'm less than at the moment. Like it's not enough, or someone wouldn't want me at this moment. And I got to disagree. I think just right where you are and getting I know you're working on getting your finances in order as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, just because I was off for 4 months last year.
Yeah,
so,
but yeah, you got it. I see exactly. So you see that kind of less than, everything's not perfect yet. When I get it all lined up, then I'll be ready. But I don't want you to wait, because I think this is about finding that partner who's willing to kind of want to line it up with you, who wants to say, oh, they're not really going to care. I think you're caring more about appearances than you need to.
Okay.
Oh, and the other thing is, I guess in those 4 months, you got a little, maybe you weren't taking care of yourself as much. I just feel like there's a little bit of you were really off kilter. Just, I think it was really uncomfortable for you, right? So again, I think just too, I keep, I don't know if you gained a few pounds, but I just heard you say, well, once I do this, then I'll be able to eat better. Then I'll be able to see, you're kind of, so I want you to, listen, you find that good date and they're going to take you out for a nice meal anyway, and then you'll be okay.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So I just don't want you to say, well, once I lose 5 pounds and once I have the job full time and once I'm back on my feet, you are so fantastic the way you are. You're kind and giving and loving. You have so much to offer, and you can tell you've got a good head on your shoulders. So anybody who's even worth your time is going to see that. They're going to see how resilient you are. So don't let that kind of no more blocks for yourself. No more what's that word? Procrastinating.
Oh, thank you so much, Colby.
Yes. Yeah. So the job was fine, but we needed to talk about the marriage.
Oh my God, you rock. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You have a great night and good luck, okay?
And you too.
All right,
Thank
bye-bye.
you so much. Okay, bye.
Well, that's how it goes. Sometimes you may want to call in with one thing, but if I want to tell you something else and they want to kind of share, that's what we'll do too. How about number 5, 949? Hey, 949.
Hi, Colby. How are you?
Good. Who is this?
My name's Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm doing well. I wanted to see if I could maybe connect with my sister today.
Oh, got it, Elizabeth. Okay, got it. And there's another. Don't you have an aunt on the other side too?
No.
There's got to be another woman on the other side along with your sister. I can feel her.
I have my mom's aunt.
Oh, got it. Okay,
She was
got
really
it.
close to
Yeah,
her.
so it's your great aunt. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I told you there was an aunt. You know what's interesting? So with your sister, let me get a few things here, okay? With your sister, I keep feeling, well, first of all, she doesn't feel very old when she passes. I don't think she's very old. Is that correct? Because I feel like she's a little on the younger side. Did she not get to 30, or there's something? I keep hearing 30. So is there a connection to that age?
No, but she died. She was 5 years old.
There's a 30. So maybe it's around the 30th of the month, or there's a connection to a 30. So can you just jot that
That's my
down?
birthday.
Oh, there we Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Perfect. See, I know there's a little love for you there. She also gives me this feeling as well. You remember her pretty well, right? Because I feel like you do remember her.
Yes.
But I also feel like I keep feeling like she's very energetic. Like I think that she would be almost like big eyes. I don't know if she physically had big eyes, but I keep seeing these big bright eyes. Do you understand that around her? Okay. And then also this feeling too with her of and then I just heard Lizzie or Liz. Do they call you Lizzie, Elizabeth?
They do.
Okay, got it. Okay. Okay. And she gives me this feeling too of are you watching or are you just listening?
Both.
Okay, because she keeps like throwing her hands up like this, like her hands are going up like this. So I feel like she would be getting very excited. She would kind of jump up at things. Do you understand that? Like a sense of
I do.
Sparks, like either cheerleading or that kind of sparks is what I keep seeing. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And also I get a sense too of I feel like this was an unexpected passing, or certainly she doesn't give me the feeling of expecting it. Do you understand that as well?
Yes, I do.
A suddenness, a sudden accident almost is what I'm getting a sense of. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I want to share with you, I just know that she doesn't know this. Like I also know like I don't feel like she recognized this. She didn't see this. Do you understand that? Like she's saying, I didn't see it. I want you to know I didn't see it. And I don't know if there's a vehicle involved, but I also just keep getting, I didn't see it. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, honey. And she's, I almost feel like too, is there a connection? I don't know why, if she had, were you of school age? I see a backpack. So what I'm seeing is a backpack. So
she was 5, I was 6.
Were you coming home from
school? She died of chickenpox suddenly.
Okay, were you coming home from school or something along those lines? You would have just, okay, because I feel like there's an essence of that, okay? And I keep feeling like you wanted to go to her, and I keep feeling like they pulled you away from her. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, honey. And I know you feel like, oh, she says you're the best big sister ever. Like, I feel like you kept trying to go to her to protect her, but she wants you to know she knows you were around, okay? And I know you don't understand. At the time, I know you didn't understand what was happening. I know you didn't understand the severity of it. But I also feel like it doesn't, in a way, like it doesn't matter. Like, because you guys were so close. And I think you even shared a room. And if you didn't share a room, you're certainly sneaking into each other's rooms. Because I see you right together in the same bed. And I see you laughing and giggling and sharing little stories. Like, it just was very close. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I keep feeling like, she's got such a, you must have like, within, do you have a pretty good memory of, because she keeps saying you rubbed her little cheek. Do you remember that? It would have been right there or around that. I keep seeing you rubbing her little cheek, she said.
Yes. Yes, there's a picture of me doing that to her, actually.
Yes, it is to her. Yes. And she's just saying she loved it when you would rub her cheek. She just, made her feel, you have no idea how comforted you always made her feel. Because she's 5 and she'd get a little scared at times, and you'd put your, you acted like you were 15, not 6, and it just made her feel so special. You made her feel so, you have one of her stuffed animals. Is that right, honey? Elizabeth, you have a stuffed animal from her?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, because she lets me know that you still have this stuffed animal, right? Because she lets me know you still have it. It's not an elephant though, is it? I just heard pink elephant. I wasn't sure if that's an actual. I don't know. No.
No, it's not.
Okay. You understand the stuffed animal?
Yes.
Okay. I wonder why she gave me elephant. Did you go somewhere recently or see something with an elephant?
No, but I just had I have a newborn son, and all his decor is elephant.
Oh my gosh, she's letting you know she's in the room with him. Oh, how cute. Okay. And there's a mobile with the animals on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a stuffed elephant with him at all times.
See? Oh my goodness. So isn't that reassuring how she's letting you know that she's around? And then also
he smiles at it all the time.
Yeah, because she plays with it. Will spin on its own. And there's no wind. You know that, right? You have to watch it.
Yeah.
Look at the baby monitor or something. You can see it. But the other thing too, and I'm not sure about this part. I don't know if you just don't have a daughter yet, but I feel like you're giving a name to a baby that is connected to your sister's name. So has that happened yet, or did you think about that? Does that make sense to you?
I have a daughter, and we thought about it at the time.
Okay, got it. And then would you also understand now? There's an S name I keep hearing Sarah. I don't know if there's a connection to the name Sarah or Sophia, something like that as well. Do you understand the S name connected to the family?
Sophia is my daughter.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
Don't you think that's crazy? I think it's crazy.
It's amazing.
I might have to run out of here because she's really here.
She's right on.
Holy camole. I think what's amazing about her is, for 5, you say, gosh, what could you have done with 5? And look at what she's done. Do you know? It's like making sure you know how much she's around you, and making sure you know how much she loves you, and making sure you don't ever forget that she's not around. Do you know? So
and that was always my question, if she knew about my kids.
Well, I think she does.
And she clearly does.
I think it's so much fun, and how wonderful, and just what an amazing, what an amazing sister you have. I will say this, and I don't know if you know this or not. It gives me the sense of there's an underlying issue. Like, I think, it was chickenpox, but I feel like there's something with the immune system that wasn't able to fight it properly. Like, I think there was a secondary issue that maybe wasn't caught right away. Something else it almost feels 2-factor. Or would you know that or not know that?
From my understanding, she had strep throat at the time of the chickenpox.
Yeah, see.
And
it's
the
just
infection
too much.
with the strep throat.
Yeah, it's just too
didn't defense for her to fight the chickenpox off.
Yeah, exactly. See, I just feel like, again, that system being compromised. But she definitely gives me this sense where I do feel like there's a headstone for her, or an inscribed memorial plate. Is that correct?
There is, and unfortunately, she was buried in Mexico, and my parents always felt that they were going to go back, and they didn't. We resided here, and still do.
Yeah.
So that was always one of my parents' guilt that,
Yeah.
she was left over there and we're over here.
No, well, the thing is ask them, or do you know, I feel like there's a rose on that headstone. Do you know if there's a rose on it?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
We have a picture of her in our home, and there's a rose always on. It's like a little shrine that we have for her.
Yeah, so she's letting you know she's in the home. So
okay.
Please share with your parents not to worry. She's not, the where we bury our loved ones, it's a beautiful sentiment, but it's not where they reside, okay? They reside around us. They reside in our hearts and in our homes. So if you move, she's coming with you. If your parents move, she's going with them. Yes. She's putting her little backpack on and just coming along. So she wants to acknowledge her family and acknowledge you and acknowledge your kids. And I do feel like it's, of course, you could sit there and say, gosh, all the things you wish you could have experienced together. But I want you to know she's experienced all of them with you. So when you graduated and when you found your love and on your wedding day and with the kids, like, she's been there each and every step of the way. And she just wants to share that with you. Okay. I think on your wedding day, there was a butterfly. I saw wings. I felt like it's a butterfly, not a bird. It gave me a sense of a butterfly on your wedding day. I'm not sure if you recognize or remember that, but that was her sending that to you.
Thank you. There's always butterflies in the most weirdest places all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's her saying hello.
And I like to think that that's her.
It is her. It is her, and it's letting you know it's her. Okay, honey?
All righty. Thank you, Colby.
Oh, you are so welcome. And lots of love to you. Lots of love to your family.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, hon.
Okay. Bye.
My goodness. Wow. What a little wonderful communicator that little baby is. How sweet is she, right? Oh, goodness. That one's crazy. I'm done. No, just kidding. How about let us do, goodness, there's a lot of callers there. How about number 16516? Hey, 516, you are on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Colby?
I'm good. Who is this?
This is Shelby. How are you?
Good, Shelby. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm surprised that I got in.
Yay! Awesome. Yeah. Well, what can I do for you tonight?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What can I do for you this evening?
Oh, sure. So I wanted to see if you would be able to connect with my aunt.
Okay, got it. Yeah, but it's kind of interesting. There's a nice relationship with her, just because I feel like there's a very almost a motherly feel, but also a friend feel with her.
Yeah.
So I think category is aunt, but she was very much motherly, and then as you got older, was really like a friend. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and she also gives me, but I do feel like the passing would have been more recent, or at least she was older when she passed. Does that make sense to you?
No. No, it was actually a while ago. Yeah, a long time ago.
She gives me the sense of, hang on one second. She gives me this sense of, real quick though, would there have been a more recent passing of a family member then in the last 2 to 3 years?
3 years, no.
I think there is.
No.
I'm going to just let me leave that with you, because she's giving me the feeling of there being someone else that also transitioned. Okay. I'm not going to make someone.
You know what? I have to tell you, there could have been just somebody that I wouldn't have been close with, that I wouldn't have paid much attention to. But maybe somebody that would have been close to her.
Yeah, it definitely feels like this would have been close to her, and she feels like she would have been, she's with them. Because I think that's how she was always bringing people in. Do you know what I mean? I think she always had time for people. She always made sure the house was always open for people. you know? She gives me a sense of being very vibrant. Like I'm feeling a very vibrant person. I'm feeling very strong. She gives me feel like she's a strong lady. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like we thought she was so tough. So the passing is very surprising to me, like, or just to everybody, because we feel like she's so mighty.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It does.
And she gives me a sense. I feel like, at least in her mind, she was fashionable. So would you understand that as well?
Yes.
Okay, because I feel like, but I think she was a cool dresser. Like, even she just makes me feel very contemporary and cool for her times.
Absolutely.
And like, I think too, there's a sense where she gives me a feeling of being able to dance really well. So I think she was a good shaker-mover as well. Do you remember her dancing or remember her moving? I think she would have loved music, especially when she was younger, growing up to music.
She loved music. Yeah, she definitely loved music. As far as dancing, I don't recall, seeing her dance, but music I know is very connected.
Yeah, she makes me feel like she definitely loved music, definitely loved kind of celebrating. I think she had great hair.
Yep.
Because I don't know if it's a Farrah Fawcett hair, but like she just shakes her hair.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Yep.
And again, just that beautiful smile, this beautiful energy. And again, also, I get a sense of a suddenness to the passing as well. Would you understand that? Would you connect to that?
Yeah.
Taken away.
Yeah,
it's almost like I almost feel like taken away. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also a sense of faith. So I feel like I don't think she's super religious, but there's a sense of faith around her. I don't know if she would have worn a cross. Would you remember? She didn't talk like a faith person.
Right. No. So she wouldn't have worn a cross, but she would have had her faith.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. You understand that. Sometimes when I see a cross, it could be even someone Jewish, but it's just my symbol for you. So appreciate that. She gives me this sense too of, I do feel like a lot of people doted on her. I just feel like a lot of people, but she makes me feel like relationships were tough for her, like romantic relationships. I'm not sure how much you would know or not know.
Yeah, I do know about that. Actually, I do, and I know that to be true.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I couldn't quite get that part figured out. But I have to tell you, her with you, I feel like you have so many memories with her, because again, she makes me feel like she was around you a lot, and she gives me this sense of like almost having you have sleepovers or something along those lines as well. So would you remember that, like spending time with her and there being time overnight?
Yes, I actually lived with her for a short period of my life.
There you go. And she gives me this feeling of, I feel like she always felt like you needed love. It just she just says she needed love. And I think it helped structure your life. Do you know what I mean? I really feel like her being there for you at the time she was there kind of gave you a chance at health, like a healthy relationship or a healthy life for yourself. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
and
I do.
I don't know, was it her that was a smoker, or I keep seeing smoke? So
no.
Did one of you smoke, or did you cheat smoking or something like that?
No.
I wonder if it's go ahead.
When I was a teenager, maybe I tried it, but no, I wasn't a smoker.
No, there's someone.
I don't believe.
I wonder if it's just that other lady. There's just this other lady in spirit with her. I don't know. It's just so weird. And I can see her sitting right next to her. She would have been a smoker. She would have been like.
It could have been my grandmother.
Okay.
It could have been my grandmother as well.
Smoking a lot, though. And would have had the raspiness in the chest or the voice. So
I wouldn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. But I know she's with her. So I guess I definitely have to share that she's with her. She also gives me this feeling with you of I do feel like it was this place. She could be a disciplinarian when she needed to be.
Oh, that's the truth. Yes.
And so, but it was important because I think she felt like you needed that, Again, it's almost like she had to be both parents to you in some way. And I feel like she's just letting you know how much she loves you. And there's also this sense where I feel like even to this day, you really work on taking care of yourself, or kind of having, and she says you get that from me. So she likes kind of taking She likes taking that. Now, I feel like we either have maybe a birthday coming up or an anniversary, but I'm getting a sense of something because
today's her birthday.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah,
Because
today's her birthday.
I saw balloons, and so I feel like it's, her way, and it's unbelievable because you should see the call line, right? But the fact that you get through, it's almost like a way of her telling you she loves you, even though it's her birthday, right?
Yes.
But I feel like you just said on a whim, let me try to get through if it's, and it's her saying, yes, I've been listening to you. I hear you. And also one other thing too is I know you keep asking, like, I do. I feel like you keep asking her for signs. If you're there, do this. If you're there, do that. She's like, oh, my God, stop being so demanding.
I do feel her presence. I do. I talk to her all the time, and I feel her presence.
She is around you. She is so around you. And she gives me, she really hugs you, too. She gives me this hug.
Yeah.
And, again, just that beautiful smile that she's got. She just shares that with you. And her laugh. She's just, she's got this big, bold laugh. She's just a bold lady. And I feel like she just wants to kind of come forward. Thank you for calling to talk to me today. But she's also like, I just got to tell you how much I love you and how much, I am around you. And I know sometimes, I'm that one person you want to talk to. You just talk to me. I'm right here. I'm going to listen. I got your back on this. So don't you worry.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh,
and so,
yes.
Lots of love from her. And, we will wish her a happy birthday, right?
Oh, thank you, Colby. Thank you so much. That was so nice.
Oh,
thank
good.
you.
You're welcome. And have a beautiful night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. How about number 7415? Hey, 415, you are on the air.
Hi, Colby. This is Annie.
Hi, Annie. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. What can I do for you tonight?
Well, I have a couple of questions, but I know I can just ask one.
That's good, girl.
I'll ask something. If you want to say something else, I'm open to it.
Okay, thanks, Annie.
I dated this one guy about a year ago, and I just think about him a lot, and I'm not really sure if you could provide some closure or any advice.
And what's his first name?
Mike.
Okay. Well, that's just it. Never date a Mike.
Okay. Noted.
Now, I feel like with Mike, the hard part is I do feel like there was a connection. I obviously there's a really strong connection, and I think you really felt like it would go somewhere, but he feels a little complacent to me. Like I kind of feel like, to be honest, I feel like he's in another relationship. Do you know if he is, or do you not know?
I don't know.
Okay. I kind of feel like he is. I just feel like he really liked you and he really cared about you, but I just feel like there was something missing for him. I don't know if he said that. I think he kind of gave you, well, I'm just at a place where I can't really do this. I don't know. That's just what I feel like he said. Does that resonate? Yeah. But okay. But I kind of feel like I kind of give him a lot of credit just because I really feel like for some reason he realized like this wasn't going to be long term, and I think he was at least honest about it the best he could be. And the reason you keep thinking about him is because I keep feeling like he even left that open a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'm just not at the right place now.
Oh, yeah.
But who's to say? And and then we hold on. But I honestly, I do feel like he has left. I do feel like he's in the past. I don't feel like he's coming back or reemerging. And I think the important thing about it is I do feel like he leads you closer to your partner, to your husband, right? Because I do think that there are some aspects to him that I feel like are closer to what you would want in a spouse. But I see your spouse being a little more action oriented than Mike. There's just something about Mike that he has a little trouble making decisions, it feels like. Would you know that about him? Like he's a little temperamental about just committing to things.
Maybe. I'm not.
You don't know enough. That's okay. That's okay. I just feel like it's about letting you know that I think that you came together, and it was good that you came together and to learn a lot. But I don't quite feel that he was everything you saw. And I think if you really had gotten to know him more, I don't really think you would be holding on to him quite the way that it feels connected to you. You know, I think we got these soul to soul connections. So we learn from each other, and there's always that past life thing that could be kind of coming up. But it doesn't feel like he's coming back. And I feel like it's important to just kind of appreciate for what it was, so that you can kind of focus on bringing in the new person. I just feel like there's someone really new coming in.
And do you know when that'll happen?
Well, first we got to let go of Mike, right? So when you start thinking about Mike and pull yourself into the present, and just say to your spirit team, say to your guys, listen, I really appreciate that you pulled him out of my life. I may not understand the why, but I appreciate you taking care of me, making sure my higher self is protected. So I'm going to trust you. Just by doing that will kind of help you work through that, right? Then just kind of that opening up. I don't think that this is too far, honestly. Honestly, if you do that and you really let go, I really feel like you can bring this person in this year. This isn't like 2 to 3 years down the road. I actually feel like you could bring this guy in now. It's just a matter of you being open to it and letting go, closing that door on Mike a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it makes me feel like you're out there. Is that right? I feel like you're open. You're ready for a relationship. You're open to it. I just feel like, so I feel like this guy's coming in this year. Like not even, and I think you could honestly bring this relationship in by the end of summer if you just kind of open it up and just say, okay, here we go. Now, spirit, who are you going to bring me? And just try that and see how that works, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good night, Annie.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. That's always really hard, because sometimes we really feel like someone is really there and they want, and and that was really tough, because I felt like that guy does think about her, or she pops in every once in a while. But I kind of just feel like he wasn't ready, and that just is what it is. There's not much we can do about that. And so let us, but I know her guy is coming, and he's coming soon. If she just puts herself out there. How about 330, number 11, 330. Hey there, 330. This is Colby. Who is this?
Hello, Colby. I am Laura Lynn. It's so wonderful to connect with you.
Hi, nice to talk to you, Laura Lynn. What can I do for you tonight?
Well, first of all, I am just flabbergasted at listening to your reading so far. I'm amazed that everybody's right on point here, and I'm also a little bit weary now, because you were just talking to her about somebody with a relationship with that name, and I was kind of going to go in that same general direction. And I was like, oh no, is it a double message, Colby?
Oh, is it? Are they piggybacking? Are you still seeing your Mike?
Sort of.
Okay.
Well, I just was wondering about my love life in general, my dear. Anything you pick up, anything you feel.
Yeah. Good. Let me just, I honestly, I'm so sorry. Do you want to know everything?
I want to know everything.
Okay, so your mic is just a little off and on, okay? A little off and on. And so it's important to know, that it doesn't quite feel like it's going to click in. I almost feel like that's just, those two ships passing in the night somehow. Do you know? So I keep feeling like it's about, I'm just kind of curious. Does this Mike not live near you?
No,
Okay.
he's about 12 hours away. That's
Yeah,
funny.
see? It's like these two ships passing in the night. That's what I kept getting. So for stuff like that, it's so hard to get it up and going. It's so hard to kind of get that momentum. And I really don't feel like he's in a place to say, oh, let's relocate. Let's see where this is going. Like, it feels,
No.
feels a lot more casual for him. And so with that, you can enjoy it if you want, but I think you got to focus more on your area where you are and kind of saying to yourself, hey, this is where I see my life and this is where I want my partner to be. Okay. And so it's just about knowing that, really kind of knowing that, because I don't feel like it's Mike either. Oh, gosh. Well, hopefully one of you will prove me wrong.
What is with this?
I know.
Sorry.
Well,
That
we
makes
have
me
these
laugh.
magnetic connections with them. We can have magnetic connections with people that there's such a strong soul pull, but that has a lot to do with our soul recognizing something in their soul and vice versa. But just because we're connected soul to soul doesn't mean it is our partner that we're with, for the rest of our lives. It's just a matter of recognizing these aspects. Yeah. I see you with somebody different. You don't happen to know a Steve, do you? I don't know why that name just totally popped in, but no.
Not currently in my life, but
Okay.
I know we're in timeless mind over there with spirit, so you never know.
Yes. What I want you to do is I feel like it's time to really start putting yourself out there in a different direction. Okay. Kind of start opening up those avenues and let spirit, like you're almost controlling how spirit is working, rather than letting spirit do the work for you. And so so I feel like if you let spirit do the work, they're going to bring that person to you. They're going to bring someone to you. And I think it's a lot more gentle than you're realizing. And I feel like if you surrender to it, you're going to be so much happier. It won't be so much work. Like, I feel like what you're in is just a lot of like emotional roller coaster. It's like, I'm not going to even tune into it
Girlfriend,
anymore.
yeah.
It's just a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I know it's hard.
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
There's so much, and I know that, I don't want to get into it. I mean, I think that there's someone else. I don't know if you know that or not. There's no sense in like making you too upset about it, but I just feel like your guy is a different guy. So maybe let's start kind of opening the door to let your guy come in.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, does that help?
Yeah, it does. So, and just a little backstory. Just I'm kind of in the middle of a divorce, and then this one comes back around. I wasn't even going to really mention him until your last reading. I was like, okay, that's a sign. That has to be a sign.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. So, but see, so, sometimes spirit will bring, okay, so real quick too, but the reason, you've got that divorce, right? And that's really tough. But I also think Mike was not a catalyst, but an inspiration of saying, okay, I can do this. You know what I mean? I'm going to be okay.
Right.
And that's sometimes spirit will do that. They'll put someone in your life like that to help gear and steer the direction they want you to go in. But that doesn't mean they want you hanging out there. They're trying to steer you in a different direction. You have to listen to them.
That makes total sense.
Yes. So I feel like he has served his purpose in your life, and we can love and leave him with gratitude and appreciation. But I do feel like your guy is coming in, and it's just going to be very peaceful and beautiful for you. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Colby. I always enjoy watching you and appreciate your insight. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Laura Lynn. You have a good night and lots of love, honey.
Thanks so much. Same to you, dear.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. That is it. We are at the end. Wow, Spirit was just so wonderful tonight with making sure they got their messages through. I always love to bring people together for love. So I feel bad about these two, but you know what? It's helping them because, they will be able to find that closure so that their loved one, they can find that love that they are supposed to be with, because we all have one. We just got to kind of connect with them, right? And I always say, if you're spending time with Mr. Wrong, you can't find Mr. Right. So anyhow, everybody, come join me, follow, come to our events, hit the website, colbyrebel.com. Make sure you like, share. So much love for you, and thank you all for listening, for hanging in there, for tuning in, and I will see you next week. We have an amazing, amazing guest next week, so stay tuned. Good night, everybody.
Sometimes I feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.